One of the interesting issues in this century is the strange way in which assault has been so ratcheted up so that any form of physical contact becomes an allegation of assault. And the second issue is about the way officials have become unnecessarily provocative and aggressive and won't brook any form of a rebuke or questioning or restructuring. They are the authority. They are the control. And so I thought it was very interesting. I hadn't seen this at the time, but I saw it this morning and I was flabbergasted. I saw it first on GB News, and then I saw it across YouTube. Two different versions of the same scene. It's a scene that could have been lifted from the page of a satirical novel, a heated Westminster confrontation. It could have come from the Pickwick Papers between Reform UK MP Lee Anderson and the anti-Brexit campaigner Steve Bray, who plays music outside Westminster at great volume. The two figures, both outspoken, both combative personalities, found themselves, not for the first time, in an altercation that swiftly turned from verbal sparring to physical contact and to at least pushing. And it led to police intervention and a media frenzy. Now, the GB News, of course, tries to dismiss it as man-bags at dawn. But if you look at the footage very carefully, you don't even need to look at it very carefully. The person who kicks it off who kicks off the physical aspect is Lee Anderson, when he tries to flick off Steve Bray's hat, and Steve Bray pushes back, and then Anderson says that man should be arrested, and walks off without a care in the world as the police gather around Steve Bray. Now, because it's all been filmed, there is no question about who started this. The incident unfolded outside Parliament, where Steve Bray, megaphone in hand as is his custom, began his usual barrage of criticism against politicians, and spotting Anderson, he launched into the signature taunts, branding the MP a liar, questioning his political loyalties, who votes for idiots like you, how many parties have you been in, Lee? Bray jeered, referencing Lee's transition from Labour councillor to Conservative MP and now to Reform UK. And Anderson, never one to back down from a verbal scrap, retaliated with insults of his own, dismissing Bray as a scrounger and a parasite. And the MP escalated matters by reaching for Bray's distinctive blue top hat, tipping it off kilter in what could generously be described as a schoolboy prank and less generously as a provocation. But in fact, all Anderson's verbal bullying was provocative. Bray, in turn, pushed Anderson in the chest, saying, "That's assault." Two nearby officers swiftly intervened, immediately cornering Bray, leaving Anderson to simply walk away, breaking up the encounter before it could escalate further. Anderson accused Bray of being a thug who needed to be arrested, while Bray insisted that Anderson was the aggressor. And the scene was one, in a way, of pantomime absurdity, with both men demanding the other face police action. Predictably, the footage of the altercation has gone viral, and reigniting debates about political civility or the lack of it, and supporters of both men have framed the incident as evidence of the other's supposed thuggery. Have a look at the version which is on GB News.
Been in, Lee. You just jumped ship.
And we're doing the party in a bit, I think. Guess what?
That's assault. No. He went for me.
There's a thug.
He just
Nothing but a thug.
No, he did. He went for me.
Now listen, easy options. He's a thug. You need arrested.
You're a coward, a liar, a cheat.
Now, if you look at this more extended version here, you can see how the provocation developed.
You're a charlatan.
Anyway.
And the Reform Party, you kept
stop shouting.
rebag.
You're like a bully. You're like a player.
No.
By the way, have you got a job yet?
I'm self-employed. I pay tax
No,
too.
mate, you're unemployed.
No.
You keep getting your words mixed up.
Self-employed.
It's unemployed.
Bimmer, follow me. Loser.
It's what you are, Steve, is you're a scrounger.
Am
you're
I
a parasite,
now? Oh,
and
yeah,
you're a drain
yeah.
on the public finance.
You're a
Well, you'll be
Are
able
you
to prove
saying I'm
that.
on
You are a
benefits?
man of interest.
Are you saying
to the
I'm on
DWP.
benefits? Are you saying I'm on benefits? Man of interest, DWP. This
Anyway,
is an MP
why don't you
lying
get
through
signed
his
signed
teeth.
up? Anyway,
Who votes for idiots like this? Who votes for idiots
voted
like
for you? About
you?
500 people.
How many parties have you been in, Lee? You just jump ship
and
wherever it suits you.
Guess what?
That's assault. Hands up.
You can't.
No, he went for me. He just went for me.
No, he did. He did.
went for me.
Now this is the easy option.
He's a thug. You need arresting.
You're a coward, a liar, a cheat.
It's on camera. It's on camera.
Anderson, speaking to GB News afterwards, dismissed Bray as a professional nuisance and suggested that he be sent to the job centre. And meanwhile, allies of Bray pointed to Anderson's history of aggressive conduct, including a previous altercation where he had grabbed Bray's hat outside Parliament in 2023. The fallout also rippled through the turbulent waters of Reform UK politics, and the suspended MP Rupert Lowe, himself embroiled in accusations of bullying within the party, seized the moment to attack Anderson, questioning his temperament and calling for reform to address his behaviour. And this latest skirmish is part of a long-running feud between the two men, emblematic of Britain's post-Brexit political divisions. Steve Bray has become a near-permanent fixture outside Parliament since 2016, since the referendum, using his megaphone to heckle politicians, disrupt interviews, and generally be an unavoidable thorn in the side of pro-Brexit figures. Anderson, for his part, has relinquished his role as right-hand provocateur, has relished his role as right-hand provocateur, hard-right provocateur, first within the Conservative Party and now as Reform UK's most recognisable MP, apart from Farage. And their clashes highlight a deeper malaise in British politics, the erosion of debate into theatrical outrage. Neither man is known for their measured diplomacy, and both thrive on the oxygen of controversy. And this latest fracas will do little to shift public opinion. Those who loathe Anderson will see it as another instance of his bullying, while those who despise Bray will view him as a professional agitator getting a taste of his own medicine. Legally, the incident appears to be little more than a storm in a Westminster teacup. No charges have been filed, and police intervention amounted to little more than an exasperated attempt to restore order. But I think it was interesting that there was no police approached Lee Anderson. Politically, however, it reinforces this sort of theatrical nature of contemporary discourse, where an MP flickering a protester's hat can dominate headlines more than policy discussions. Anderson will continue to play the role of bombastic populist, rallying and railing against his perceived enemies of the people, while Bray will persist in his campaign of high-volume disruption. The real question is not whether this will ever happen again, but rather when and how Westminster's favourite double act will stage their next clash, and whether the police, indeed, will be even-handed in their response.
Lee Anderson! Russian money! Russian money! Do you think they should give it back to the Russians or donate it to Ukraine?
I'll tell you what, Steve, if you would have been around 100 years ago,
I'd pay your taxes,
you'd have
by
been
the
travelling
way.
the country in a tent. You're nothing but a freak show.
Do you know what? I'd pay your wages. Hey, don't push me. That's assault, Lee Anderson. That's assault, Lee
As
Anderson.
you see, it's not the first time this has happened, and if I were the police, I'd be quietly telling Lee Anderson that he should avoid Steve Bray in the future, because clearly he can't control himself. He being Lee Anderson.